This is an introduction to the Forest Manufacturing Model 2054R vertical blade traveling table roll saw. So we have other videos going into all the features and options available for the Model 2054. This specific variant is designed for cutting rolls of material. We actually have two what we call roll saws, the Model 236 and the 2054. This is the larger of the two. It's meant for rolls. We have this one sized for a roll diameter of up to 42 inches. And this one's actually a little small. We have it sized for a maximum fence throat from here over of 37 inches. Normally on these machines, we would make it with a fence throat to accommodate 48 inches. So for example, if you have a roll that is 8 foot wide and you want to split it evenly into two 4-foot pieces, this machine is sized to do that. We also have, I think it's only 4 feet of table right of the blade. For a 2054R, we might more typically do it 5 or 6 feet table right of the blade to support a larger roll. So what makes this a roll saw? First off, the 2054 vertical blade, high-speed machine, running a blade speed about 3,000 feet per minute. This machine has pneumatic blade tensioning. It can tension up to a 1-inch hook tooth style blade or a 1 1/4 inch knife style slicing blade, razor type blade. The position of the upper guide is adjustable. I should point out this machine is finished, but we haven't painted it. It looks a little scruffy right now because we just finished building it, and there's still weld marks and various things. It'll be much prettier when we ship it. We also have a couple of the guards temporarily removed as we're messing with it. But the upper guide is adjustable with a hand crank. It's a little awkward to get up there. We do offer as an option a motor, so you can be down here and flip a switch. Or if you're trying to keep your costs down, you just, when you need to adjust the upper guide position, just go up there and turn that hand crank. Pneumatic blade tension on this machine has manual control. There's just a 3-way 2-position air valve on back, a hand valve, so lift the valve, change the tension. This machine has a magnetic motor starter, so just a regular, again, the cover is off, but a regular magnetic motor starter with an overload. We offer these with other specifications. You can include a blade breakage detector, low air pressure switch. You can do variable speed drive for the blade drive. Lots of options there. So that's the saw part. The other half is a traveling table. Like I said, a typical 2054R will be sized to accommodate a roll up to 42-inch diameter, 8 foot long. Two things make it really great for this. First off, we have this V cradle here. This V cradle is made of a pair of roller conveyors in a V configuration. So when you pop a roll of material up here, it's really nice and easy to reposition it. The other thing that's nice is this workpiece positioning fence. So we have a hand crank here to serve as a backstop, push the material against. You can do this 2 ways. This machine is getting a scale and pointer, so there'll be an inch and centimeter scale on the table surface with a pointer on the fence. We can also do these with an electronic digital readout mounted right here. The electronic digital readout is nice sometimes if you want to take incremental cuts off. For example, you might move the fence over wherever, push the workpiece up, make a cut, and know the next cut you want is 6 inches. So instead of looking at the tape and doing the math, because math is hard, you can just zero the counter and then move this until the counter says 6 inches, and you move 6 inches, you're cutting off a 6-inch workpiece. You can also use this fence to shift the workpiece around. I'm kind of cheating right now because this workpiece doesn't weigh much of anything. It's some light, fluffy material. If you have a really heavy roll of material, we can do a powered table drive for this machine. Most of the time that's not necessary, but if you do have something really heavy, we can accommodate you. So what am I cutting today? This is an air filtration media. It is self-wound. There's no cardboard core or anything here. So it's just, well, here, I'll show you the end. So it's just wound up on itself, taped shut. The blade I'm using to cut this is a 1-inch wide scallop edge knife style blade. It looks a lot like a bread knife, like you might have at home in the kitchen. Since this material is so light and fluffy, I'm going to use a magnet to encourage it to stay in place. It probably would anyway, but I don't want anything to screw up my demo video. So just clip a magnet there to make sure it doesn't slide around. So actually making the cut is very easy. I have pre-positioned the upper guide. Put that upper guide an inch or so above the highest point of the workpiece. That'll do two things. First, it shortens the working blade length between the upper and lower guides, and when it's installed, it guards the unused portion of the blade. Soft start. Make your cut. This machine does include a brake motor for the blade drive. You may have noticed when I hit the stop button, the blade stopped at about a second, maybe a second and a half. Instead of, we used a regular non-brake motor, it would just silently spin down. I worry that a silently spinning blade poses a risk. But here's the kind of cut we get. So beautiful, smooth, dust-free cut. Another feature of the 2054R and the 236R, this machine is built with a large, flat traveling table, and then these V-cradles are bolted to it. So if you need to switch back and forth, say you're cutting rolls sometime, and other times you're cutting big blocks of foam or whatever, 8 bolts, you can pull these V-cradles off and you have just a big flat table. I can also build what I call a light version of this saw. If you know you're only ever going to cut rolls of material and you don't need a big flat table, I can have just the roller V-cradle up here on the traveling mechanism without the big flat table. Saves money, saves weight, your price is lower. And we can do that for either the 236R or the 2054R, call it the light version. And that is it. If you have any questions or would like to discuss the application, please feel free to call or email us at Forest Manufacturing. Thank you for your time.